Hi, my name is Jonas. As some of you might have noticed, it's been quite a while ago that I've released a video on this channel, and the reason why is quite simply because I've moved to a new house, and that means besides a million things that needed to be done, that I also had to break down the old studio and put everything in this new room. It wasn't simply a matter of moving all the equipment from point A to point B. Before that, some work had to be done to this room. First of all, the old carpet had to be removed. It was already here since the 90s and it wasn't looking that great anymore, and it's acoustically not ideal anyways for a studio. I'll get back to that in a bit. Which also meant we had to put in a new floor, so that's one of the first things we did in this house: remove all the old carpet, create a massive load of dust, and then put in some new nice flooring. So why did we put in some hard flooring instead of another carpet? Well, the reason is simply carpet will absorb some high frequencies, but it will reflect all the mid and low frequencies as if there's nothing there. This means actually that the acoustics of the room get a little bit less predictable. It's actually better to have all your surfaces, the ceiling, the walls, the floor, to be reflective hard surfaces, and then put in acoustic treatment at the correct spots, especially the corners, of course, the walls, the back wall, the ceiling above the mixing position. Those spots are the first things you need to look at. And then you have the opportunity to move them around or change them for something else. Whatever is needed to get the room to sound good. While if you have a carpet on the floor that is covering the whole floor, well, you have no options. It's always there. So a good tip, if you're dedicating a room to a studio, remove the carpet if there's any. It's bad for the acoustics, and also it's going to create a lot of dust, which doesn't really fit well with all the equipment, obviously. Besides putting a new floor, we also upgraded the bass traps that were in the old studio a little bit. The insides are still the same, but the fabric that was covering them is now replaced by proper Camera acoustic fabric, which first of all looks very nice. It has the correct acoustic properties, and it's also a lot easier to keep clean than the fabric that was on there before. So the new studio is fully functional now, all the equipment is in here and the cable management has been done properly, but it's not completely finished yet. First of all, some more acoustic treatment needs to go in, especially the back of the room, the back wall especially still needs some more bass traps, and maybe I'm going to put in a diffuser on the back wall as well. Still need to see if it's really needed because they are quite expensive actually. And another big change that still needs to be made is putting in a new window. The window that is in here currently is the original one from the late 70s. And although I love late 70s synthesizers, late 70s windows can go to hell. This is old school single pane glass, which means all the heat gets out, all the noise gets out, and all the cold gets in, and all the noise from outside gets in as well. It's almost as if there is no window at all sometimes. So that's going to be replaced completely. The whole frame will be replaced, and there will be some proper thick acoustic glass in here, which should make a big difference. That's going to happen in a few months, which means I'll have to break down the studio again, at least partially, but it's going to be totally worth it. Equipment-wise, everything that I had before is still here, but a few additions suddenly popped up. The one that is probably the most interesting to you all is the Roland JP8080. There's obviously going to be a video about it quite soon. And I also recently got the Yamaha FB01, which is a little nephew of the TX1Z maybe. Also, it's going to be featured in a video about old school Yamaha FM bass and some more probably. The last time I checked, the subscriber count of the channel was getting close to 30k, which is amazing. It's a lot more than I expected for the short time that the channel is actually running in this format. So a huge thanks to everybody who has been watching the videos, commenting, liking, subscribing, buying the tracks on Reverb. So keep on doing that. It's a huge motivation for me to keep on creating these videos, and then we can go on for many more years, I hope. Besides that, there's another small way to support the channel, and that is check out the music I make that is not a part of the channel. My Estuera releases, there's a recent one I did with Jan Johnston and Raz Nitzen, Lil White Lies. I did a remix for Myon and Nikol. I had a collab with Share that is still quite fresh from the virtual press. And coming up this Christmas, it's going to be released the 24th of December actually, is the new Estuera track Jupiter Impulse. So check that out if you feel like it, always appreciate it. That's it for the short update. The new videos are coming as soon as possible, so click that bell button and make sure that you are notified as soon as they go online. For the rest, the same as usual. If you want more like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I see you next time. Bye bye.